Right about 544 miles per hour. Being flown today by a young gentleman who has had an illustrious career with the United States Air Force. He comes from Oak Park, Illinois, out by Chicago. Currently resides in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's wanted to be a pilot since he was 10 years old, and he is living the dream.
Because one of these days, he is going to be a pilot. No, he's a tremendous pilot. Air Force demonstration pilot, an outstanding guy. Hack is a good name.
He grew up in Chicago, the Chicago area, watching the airplanes fly into me. He flew F-16s in the Wild Weasel configuration. Now, wild weaseling in the Vietnam War was very, very dangerous. Flown in a number of different aircraft that they were actually being bait, if you will, for Russian or North Vietnamese surface-to-air missiles. He did that for 12 years, had 269 combat hours over Iraq and the former Yugoslavian area. His last tour as the Viper East Demo Team Commander just a few years ago. He's got over 1,700 hours in the F-16 Fighting Falcon, and he finds this L-39 Albatross a great airplane. There's two things goes for free. No, they'll hold it right next to it. Yanks it over the computer.
And it lets the airplane do as much as the computer said it's going to do, not necessarily where you want to point it. But we don't have to worry about any of that in the L-39.
Direct connections of cables and pulleys and belt cranks and things like that.
The F-22. But this one, you're going to be pulling no more than about 5 times the force of gravity. You can support that. You can hold on to that stick.
This particular airplane was built back in 1983. It was maintained. Now it's maintained. This is kind of an interesting story about this particular aircraft. It is actually maintained here in the United States by a former German Air Force maintenance officer who
as you were seeing Hack put it through its paces.
We've had a friend of both yours and mine, a guy named Dan McHugh, was responsible for bringing the first of the L-39s. If you look over your shoulder from the left, photo pass coming up. Get your cameras ready.
Great picture. Look at Hack as he comes by the Albatross. The L-39.
Dan McHugh was one of the first guys, as I recall, to bring an L-39 out of the former Soviet Union. And somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 could buy you one.
The thrust, I think this one is probably about 5,000 or 6,000 pounds of thrust in that single engine.
Right about 5.
In the L-39, and what a pretty airplane. I hope you get your cameras out and take a picture of this airplane as Hack taxis by. The L-39 about to clear the runway on the taxiway.
Actually, some variants or models of the L-39 actually were able to carry weapons.
Yeah, there's hard points under the wings, places where you can hang bombs and phosphorus rocket launchers and all kinds of things under that very, very clean, thin wing.
Now, in the back seat is where the instructor would sit, right, Larry?
That would be correct, and you fly it solo from the front seat. But as you can see, the rear seat sits up just a little bit higher so that the instructor pilot in the back, if he does have to take it away and land it, has a little bit better visibility. But that's not unlike the T-38, and believe me, that was designed for training. And I love flying that airplane. The instructor sat up there where he could see what I was about to do as I'm about to kill it.
Sure makes the difference when guys can see that.
Buffalo back here.